What's up, friends? I'm Josh, and welcome back to the TCNR Network. We've got more Scream news to share today that I am super excited about. Before I get into it, make sure that you guys subscribe, you like, and you comment. Tick that bell button so you know when I post something new, and so you can stay up to date on all the Scream, horror, and true crime news. So we're already starting off 2021 with quite a bit of Scream 5 news. We've all been waiting to see if there's any sort of release in this first month, within the first 14 days, leading up to that 1 year mark of the release date of Scream 5, and we've been getting little sprinkles here and there. We're just a few days away from the 14th of January, which I am hoping and praying and keeping my fingers crossed that we're gonna get some sort of inside look, a poster, a very short teaser, something to just hold us over until we get that full-length trailer. So earlier this week, I posted on TikTok and my Instagram, and I got a lot of views on that Instagram video. It was about Selena Gomez being on the cast list for Scream 5. We've been speculating ever since the very beginning of Scream 5 news that Selena Gomez was somehow involved. There's been little hints here and there, little pictures on Instagram that Selena Gomez has posted that kind of led us to believe maybe she was on set of Scream 5, but nothing concrete just yet. Even what I'm about to tell you isn't exactly concrete. So similar to what happened with Kyle Gallner, remember on IMDb, we saw that his name was changed to Vince Loomis. We've been waiting to get a character name from him, and up until a month ago, maybe, we had no character name. I saw that it was Vince Loomis, freaked out, thinking it's some sort of relation to Billy from the first Scream, and then that was very quickly and swiftly removed. So he is back to just an unknown character name. Come to find out that anybody can go on IMDb and just add on a name or add a character or add a synopsis, kind of like Wikipedia does. And I guess that is the same with Google. When you just search Scream 5 cast, anybody can go on there and update it. It's updated via IMDb and various websites. So someone let me know that Selena Gomez had been added to this list, which I was very excited about. I went and searched the Scream 5 cast, made a little video of me being like, what in the hell? Is she actually confirmed? Is this happening? And then a day later, she was removed from the cast list. I feel like this is all being done on purpose. I think this is definitely drumming up the Scream 5 conversation. It's getting us all excited. People are talking about it, whether you're a Selena Gomez fan or a Kyle Gallner fan, or you're just waiting and waiting for a little bit more of a connection and reveals to happen. If anything, this is drumming up a little bit of talk. I think the producers are going ahead, adding these things in and taking them away, giving us little teases and taking it away, just so we can kind of get excited, and I am so here for it. I am into it. You know I love any conversation that revolves around Scream 5. So, will Selena be involved or not? A lot of us are thinking that she may be the third Carpenter sister, Melissa Barrera, Selena Gomez, and Jenna Ortega. We think they're playing three sisters. One of them gets killed off. We're assuming it is Selena Gomez, and that's why the two other Carpenter sisters, one of them left town, one of them is still in town, and it's all going to revolve around this new sort of killing spree that all started with good old Selena. Moving right along, I briefly mentioned in a different video that the Stab series will make another appearance in Scream 5. This time, however, we are going to see a stab sequence that has never been seen before. When you come to think of it, we've actually seen very little of the Stab series. We've seen sort of the Casey Becker remake in the Stab series. We've seen, when Sidney Prescott runs into Billy in the hallway, played by Tori Spelling. And just like a few little sprinkles here and there, but we have never seen the climax. We've never seen Stu's house in the Stab series. We've never seen Scream 2 at college. We've never seen Scream 3 on the set. I mean, that is so meta. A movie about a real life killing. Wait. It would be like crazy meta. It's like a movie about a movie being made of a movie about a real life kill. It's just so twisted and so confusing. We did see, Stab 5 and 6 and 7 and 8, 9, 10 in Scream 4 in those opening sequences, but I would love to see the climax. I would love to see Tatum. Who's playing Tatum in the Stab series, in the very first original Stab? I would love to see Stu's house. I would love to see how that all went down. I would love to see a Gale Weathers character, Dewey, you know, the main characters. Perhaps they're even rebooting the Stab franchise in Scream 5, sort of like we're rebooting the Scream franchise right now. That would be a very interesting take on it. I kind of doubt that's going to happen, as Kevin Williamson said that it's not going to be super meta, but you never know. So that leads me to my next point. We got another look at the Stu Macher house. This time it's a little unfinished. Clearly they built a set. We can see that it's just like the front door, a little bit of that garage part leading out. There's no roof. It's not an actual house. It's very clearly a set. So then that gets us speculating, could this be used in the new Stab sequence? Will it actually be used, you know, by the real Sidney Prescott and Gale Weathers and the new cast in Scream 5? Will it just be a short little clip? Is it used for promo videos? We do see that it is exactly the same. It looks just like the way it looked in the original Scream. So there's really only a few options here. Either this is a flashback because the house has not aged at all. B, the house could have been kept up and someone could be kind of like managing the house and it's become a horror, true crime little hotspot for all of those Woodsboro Massacre fans. You know, people could go there for their podcasts, for their ghost hunting adventures. Can you imagine? I mean, this is a little out there, but imagine there's like some ghost hunters there and they get some EVPs from Tatum. I think that's way out there, but like, I wouldn't be surprised if that was happening. You know, they don't have to dive into that, but this house could just have become a crazy hotspot for, you know, those true crime lovers. Are they going to CGI in the rest of the house for an establishing shot? Was it cheaper for them to build a set and just film it there, add CGI in for all the background business, instead of going to the actual house in California where they filmed the original Scream? Like, was it cheaper? Was it more affordable? What is the deal here? I am leaning a little bit towards the side of the Stab franchise using this and us finally seeing the climax of the Woodsboro Massacre in the Stab franchise, which will then be shown in Scream 5. It's very hard to wrap your head around, but I definitely think it would be a very interesting take. That's kind of what I'm leaning towards. That's what I'm thinking. I would love to see the real Sidney and Gale and Dewey return to that house in Woodsboro, but I'm just confused as to why it hasn't aged at all. The house, it's been 25 years. It hasn't been painted. It hasn't weathered at all. It looks exactly the same. Trucking right along to my next point, we've had little interviews here and there this past week from David Arquette, Melissa Barrera, Jenna Ortega did an IG live, and we got a few little sprinkles, not big sprinkles, little tiny sprinkles of Scream 5 updates. David Arquette basically went ahead and said it was very sad to make this next Scream installment without Wes Craven. He said it was amazing working with Nev, Courtney Cox. I really love that David and Courtney have a nice relationship, even after being divorced, because we all know that sometimes it does not go to plan. He, of course, talks about how amazing the script is, that us Scream fans are going to love it, that the cast is very talented, the new cast, and, you know, things we've all heard from him before, but he's definitely excited about it, and for him to continue to be excited about it should make us very excited. Melissa Barrera did an interview in Spanish. I read the subtitles, which were like a little bit off, so, you know, I could be a bit maybe confused with what she was saying. She basically was just, you know, excited to work with Courtney Cox because she is a huge Courtney Cox fan, and now they're like besties, which I think is amazing and great for her, like growing up looking up to this actress and then working with her and being friends with her, I think is just a really iconic moment for any actor or actress. She said that she's never filmed a horror movie before and she didn't know what to expect, so it was very interesting to, you know, be out of breath, to be running and to have to like repeat these chase scenes and to be covered in blood. So right there, she does kind of give us a lot of information. We know that Sam, her character Sam, is going to have some chase scenes. She's going to be very physically active in this film. She's going to be covered in blood. So she's most likely going to get some sort of serious injury. I can't imagine why she would be covered in blood otherwise. You know, it's not very often in the Scream franchise that someone that isn't stabbed or isn't injured is covered in someone else's blood, right? So I would imagine that Sam is going to be going through it. She also says that Sam is a character. She's a character and she thinks that we are going to like her. And by she's a character, I'm interpreting it as like maybe she's like a little kooky or she's a badass. She's really built this character into a character. How many times can I say character? But she's alluding to the fact that the Sam Carpenter persona has something very interesting to offer, something interesting to bring into the Scream franchise, and she thinks that we're going to love it. And lastly, Jenna Ortega was recently on an Instagram Live where she was very careful not to reveal too much. There's a lot of pauses, a lot of silences where you could tell she was clearly thinking like, should I say this? Should I not say this? Which is very smart on her part. She literally said, I don't want to be the Tom Holland of the Scream universe, which is like, very good job. I mean, I can't imagine doing these interviews. It would be so easy to reveal little tidbits here and there. But what we did find out from her, and this is me assuming, reading her body language, kind of when she pauses and you can tell she's thinking, I'm basically putting the puzzle pieces together here. She was saying that she doesn't want to reveal too much. She prefers to not say anything at all because some of the things that have come out already have some truth to them. Some of the leaks have some truth to them. This is me filling in the gaps though, you know. She's kind of saying like, oh yeah, well, you know, I don't want to say anything because some of the things that have already come out are, and then she pauses. And then she thinks. And then she's like, yeah, I'm just not going to say anything. So clearly some of the stuff that we've got so far has a little bit of truth to it. She also let us know that they've already done cast interviews together. They've already been talking about this film as a cast. Like all that content is ready to go. And it like blows my mind that it's sitting somewhere on someone's computer in various broadcasting companies, you know, like Entertainment Tonight. I can't even think of anything else, but these interviews are already done and they're just sitting there. And I'm like, please, dear Lord, someone give it to me now. So perhaps the Stumacher house is just in fact a set for these interviews. You know, it's going to make an appearance in one way or another, but it wouldn't surprise me that these cast interviews that they have already done and will continue to potentially do is going to be inside the Stumacher house, which is just a cool callback to the first Scream. I would really enjoy that. I think that would be super cool. And actually, one last thing. It's been brought to my attention that there is a long time before the release date of this film, which gives them a lot of time for reshoots, a lot of time to do any fixes that might need to be done, a lot of time to, you know, return to these studios. And I found out that a lot of the filming was actually done in the studios, behind closed doors. So, like, there was a lot of shooting outside in the town of Wilmington, North Carolina, I believe is what it's called, Wilmington. There was a lot of shooting out and about, but there was more so behind closed doors. So we literally have no idea what sets we're going to see, what houses we're going to see. Did they remake the Casey Becker house? Did they remake Sidney Prescott's house? What else did they rebuild and recreate to call back to the original Scream? Because we know that Scream 5 is going to be so much closer to the original Scream than any of the other follow-up films. Let me know your thoughts below. That was a lot to take in. I would love to hear some of your theories, some of your feedback on some of my theories. What do you think is going on? Make sure you like, subscribe, comment, follow me on Instagram at True Crime Nursery Rhymes, follow me on Twitter and TikTok at TCNR Network, and until next time, I'll be right back.